Okay, so this is a lesson on Foxey Lady by Jimi Hendrix. The very first thing is you're on the 11th fret, and it kind of swells up, so he's kind of like making that noise, and he brings his volume knob up, and he's got that tube amp. It starts distorting, and when he feels like he's got a good tone on that distortion, he goes, either like from the, we're in F sharp, so it might be like the 14th fret. That'd be the note of the octave of the key you're in. So once again, it's like 11th fret, wide vibrato. You bring in that volume knob. You got your tube amp, trying to feedback a little bit. Now what we have here is a F, kind of a raised 9, F7 raised 9 chord, but it's different than this normal one. It's going to be this 2 down here with these little 5s on the bottom. Those little 5s are these top ones. The 9 and the 10 up here on this F7, F sharp 7 raised 9. So we got the big 2 twice. We got that little chord. And then we have the octave of that F sharp. So that's the 4th fret of the D string. Kind of like an A bass note. It's basically like it goes to a B chord here, 2, 4, 4, 4. So you got. And then we're gonna have a little. So that's 2 on the D string, 4 in the A string, 2 on the E string. Back to that chord. So we got. So that was a walking thing there. We got the big 5, and 2, 3, and 4. So once again from the beginning, we'd have, do that for a while, get your sound going. And then he starts singing. Second part. And then Hendrix didn't do those major chords like this, so he did the thumb up here. So you got to mute the A string, but you got the 4, 3, and 2, and the D, G, and B strings. You got that 2 up here in the bass. Down to an E major chord. So. When you do little riffs, there could be different fills and things in there. He did a lot of different things, especially live. He'd mix it up a lot. But the place he would go to would be this, getting into like 4 to 6 on the A string, to that D string 4. Sometimes using that 6 on little riffs there. And then he'd end it like that, ending on that F sharp there. And then the first time you go. So that's the 16th fret of the G string. Bend it up, quick staccato, to the 14th fret of the G string. So the second time, so first time, and then he'll bend that 16 again, then hit the 14 on the second string. Come back to the G string and with a slight bend. Back to that 16th fret of the D string, slide down. So you got. Then we're back to another verse. Chorus. So this is the start of the solo. So here you could kind of slide up to this 18 and hit that 14, or you can kind of bend the 16. We're going to end with the 16th fret of the D string, slide it down, and then the solo is going to start. Okay, so that one thing again. So we got so that kind of makes a cooler effect if you can kind of slide near that 18. So our first thing here is this 17th fret, second string. We're gonna bend that up, a little vibrato, and then kind of bend it down. Then we're going to the 14 of the G string. So we got. So this little part is kind of like an 8 to 9 to the 11. And this one you could slide down on the D string, either like 11 to 9 to 7, or you could do the half step. Or I don't think it's really an up and down bend though, so it's like. And then you got, so that was sliding up to the 11 on the D string, 9 on the G, and then 11 here. And that's kind of like going a step and a half there, kind of in between. So we got. So that was a pull off to the D string and back. So this riff is going to be 16th fret of the G string, bending up, and then you got 14 and 14, bending that 17 of the B string again, and then you got 14, 17, 14. So we have that bend on the G string 16 again, to 14 on the B, but then we're going to hit the small string 17. This is a tricky riff here. 14, 17, 14, 16, 14, pull off, and then 14 to the B string. So at that point you get into a 16, 14, 17. So that's going to take us to kind of the last section of the solo. So let's go over it again. We got. So it's like 2 or 3 of those, and you're gonna end up bending that note up. So it could be 2 or 3. It could be like, how much time do you feel like you have to pull this off, you know? And then this last riff. So I'm going to do a pull off here after this little string, then do the bending thing, and then I'm going to do a riff here, da-da-da-dum, 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 that kind of a thing. So once again, the solo we got. Then we're back to the chorus. And then you got that thing again. Now at the end of the song, you're getting to this B chord to A chord. Eventually hits the B and holds it. Okay, so Jimi Hendrix, Foxey Lady, hope you dug that. Please like and subscribe. I'm Damon. We'll talk to you soon.